everyone, my name is Danielle and welcome to another episode of Board Game Bakes. This week we're going to celebrate the fact that Pandasaurus turned 10 years old this year. Yay! Happy birthday! So instead of just featuring one game like I usually do, this is going to be a celebration of Pandasaurus. So we're going to feature The Mine, Machi Koro, and Dinosaur Island, which are some of their most well-known games. Instead of trying to shove all three games on one cake, we're actually going to give each game its own cake level. So we'll make a cake that's all Dinosaur Island, and then Machi Koro, and then The Mine. And we're going to stack those all on top of each other and have a huge 10-year anniversary cake. So, we've got a lot of work to do. Let's get started. It's time to party! This cake uses 3 batches of the vanilla cake used in my Jurassic World cake. I'll put the link down below. I had a request for vanilla, so this is a vanilla American buttercream frosting. Put 4 sticks of softened unsalted butter, 7 cups of powdered sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt on low speed until it starts to come together. At that point, add 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract and increase the mixer speed. Mix until it's nice and smooth, and add milk as needed to get the right consistency. This is a double batch, and I mean another batch too. It really does take 3 times as long and 3 times as much stuff to make 3 cakes. Go figure. Let's go top to bottom. The top layer is the Mine. Have you tried this game? I think this may have been the first Pandasaurus game I played. We're going to recreate the box art as fondant. You could trace the box, or I love using my Cricut to cut out the shapes I need. This may be one of the many appearances it makes in this video. Cut out the whole shape together or separate pieces from rolled out black fondant. Then roll out some white fondant and place it in the correct arrangement. Use a dab of water to help stick the white and black fondant together. And then you're going to cut around it. Don't forget 2 little circles for your eyes so they pop. Once your fondant has dried a bit, use edible marker to add the pupils and details to creation. Now it's time to make a cake to put on it. To prepare your cake, level the cake so that your cakes aren't slanted. Place the bottom layer on a cake board with a little bit of icing so it sticks. Put icing on top of that, and this is going to be your filling, so put as much icing as you want. Repeat with the next layer and have the cake on top. Put a thin coat around your cake, and this is going to form your crumb coat, which will catch you in the crumbs so you can have a smooth outer layer. Once your crumb coat is hardened a little bit, apply a smooth coat of icing on top. We're going to keep our fondant nice and easy for this. You're going to roll it out to an 1/8 of an inch thickness with just white fondant and put it on your cake. Time to whip out my favorite machine, my airbrusher. The box has some shadowing and glowing around the main image, and this is easier to accomplish using the airbrush colors instead of just one color fondant. Start light where the shape will go and get darker for the rest of the cake. You can even use a paintbrush to speckle white dye around as stars. Use a little bit of water to attach your bunny if your cake is dry, and then your The Mine cake is complete. Layer 2 is from Machi Koro, which is a fun, fast-paced game where you're the mayor of a little town that has big dreams to be a big city with a lot of fun attractions. This is another game with an iconic box in my mind, so we're going to recreate the box art in fondant for our second cake layer. Use a royal blue icing to create the mountain peaks, and then roll out some white to give them the bright white on top. Next, use dark green to create your rolling hills behind your beautiful town. To create the building shapes, I use my Cricut, there it is again, to create and cut out stencils. The buildings are mostly different colors, so create a small amount of dyed fondant and roll it out to trace the shapes. I attempted to do a layered approach, but it was a little too difficult to cut out the little details for the windows on the top layer of fondant to make it worthwhile. You can use white to add some windows to your buildings, and for your final touches, use edible marker to add some windows and details. This could also be done with royal icing, but the edible markers deliver a similar effect without as much plastic bag waste, since each color you need a different bag of icing. Assemble and ice your cake the same way that you did for the Mine cake. This time cover it with a royal blue fondant. Pull gently on the sides as you smooth it down, and this will help you avoid wrinkles on the side. Roll out some light green fondant and cut a 2-inch strip that's long enough to wrap around your cake. To apply your fine decorations, apply some water to the back of each one of your little details. Apply the mountain, and then your hills around the cake. And wherever you put your mountain, that's going to be the front of the cake. Then wrap your green strip around the bottom of your cake. Some of the decorations may not want to bend, but that's okay if they're not flush with the cake. Now apply your little buildings and details in a way similar to the box, and you want to have most of them by your mountain, because that'll be the front of your cake. Ta-da! Our cake 2 is down. Since they're all a different game, it does kind of feel like 3 separate cakes joined together as one, like the Power Rangers. Time for the base of our cake, Dinosaur Island. In this game, you research and assemble DNA sequences so you could create real dinosaurs and attract customers. There's a lot going on with the game's beautiful box, so this cake we're going to focus on the game's components because they're beautiful. But first, let's make the game's awesome logo from the box. Start by rolling out some pink fondant and cut out the logo shape. Now, this is the tricky part that's a little intimidating. You want to cut out the shape of your dinosaur, and later we'll use edible markers to make it look fossil-y, which probably isn't a word. Roll out some blue fondant, and this is going to go behind your dinosaur. The only parts that you need now are the letters for your sign, so whip out your cutting skills to make these tiny letters legible. Use edible markers for your letters and add your details to the dinosaurs. Attach the blue fondant to the sign with some water. Add on your dinosaur, letters, and then use some edible marker to do the blue border. Phew! One decoration down. While you roll out your pink for the sign, you could also cut out some of the cute dinosaur shapes that are seen in the dinosaur minis in the game. Next are the Explorer meeples and cubes for the various player colors. If you have a meeple cookie cutter, it's a good time to use it and get the Explorer and pink and yellow meeple pieces. This way they're all the same size. Our meeples are a lot bigger than the pieces in the actual game. When I opened the Dinosaur Island box, I was so amazed by the quality of the pieces. My son, of course, instantly wanted to play with the dinosaurs. He has fun making pretend games out of game components that occasionally make sense. Either way, he has fun. The nice thing about this layer is that most of the fondant pieces do not need additional details. Once everything is cut out, you're ready for the next phase. Putting it together, and then you're one step closer to actually eating the cake. Layer and ice your cake like the mine cake, and put in the fridge while you prepare your fondant. Roll out some white fondant to an 1/8 inch thickness and cover the cake. Make sure to gently pull on the sides to avoid creases. This box has a lot of different colors, so instead of picking one, which you could do, but if you have an airbrusher, it's fun to whip it out to give it a wide array of colors. Spray green around the bottom of the cake, fade it to yellow, then orange on top. Now all that's left is adding your fondant decorations. Like before, the decorations may not be flush since they're flat and the cake is round, but that just helps the components pop. Place the logo in the center and distribute your pieces evenly around the cake using some water to apply it so this way they stick. And now our bottom layer is complete! Time to put all of our cakes together. Use bamboo rods or boba straws to create supports for your cake. 3 should be enough for each layer to create a little resting spot for your cake. Place your second layer on the first layer and third layer on the second layer. You can also use paint or Cricut to create a little birthday sign. Our cake is complete! Happy birthday, Pandasaurus! Hope you enjoy your cake! Thanks for watching another episode of Board Game Bakes. I hope you enjoyed seeing each cake come together and then just see them all together at once. It was a pretty big cake and I was very happy to see it finally come together. Thank you Pandasaurus Games for sending me these games to turn to a cake, and I hope this helps celebrate your 10-year anniversary. Happy birthday! So let me know in the comments, which cake did you prefer most? The Dinosaur Island, Machi Koro, or the Mind? And while you're down there, hit subscribe for new videos every Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST. And go ahead, hit the like button too. Make my day. Thanks for watching. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye!